Now joined by Lindsay Perry. She is the former deputy press secretary for Dr. Ben Carson. He is the neurosurgeon who went up against Donald Trump in the primaries and who has since become a key Trump supporter. I also have with me our very own Kilmeny Ducart. She has been on the campaign trail with Donald Trump, and she's been following all the twists and turns of this election. And, I want to start with you, Lindsay. You are a communications expert. Donald Trump has made some pretty harsh comments about just about everybody, women, Hispanics, Black Americans. How does he turn what has been widely seen as a divisive message into something that's unifying, especially when the country is so split, especially when it comes to him?
Yes, I definitely, well, first, thanks for having me. But I definitely believe that it's going to be very difficult for him to try to unite the country with every single tweet that we've seen, with the ignorant comments about sexual assault and building a wall and Muslims. But at the end of the day, I think that he spoke to his base. A lot of people don't understand that in order for him to win the Republican nomination, he had to speak to a specific type of voter. And unfortunately, there's a lot of ignorance out there, and people believe exactly what he was saying. I think that it was strategic. His message was strategic. I don't necessarily think he believes everything that he said. I think that that was a strategic move to win that nomination. And now we're going to see perhaps the real Trump. A lot of people don't understand Donald Trump has been running for president for the past 30 years. If you look on YouTube, he's been talking since he was, 30, 42, about the same issues. And if it ever got to the point where he felt that he needed to step in and run, he would do so. But he knew that he had to run as a Republican. So I think that he played the game and he played it well. I'm not a Trump supporter, but he played it well.
Kilmeny, you were at a lot of these rallies. I mean, what did you see in terms of some of this divisive language? Was it like what was portrayed in the media?
You know, there are two very defining moments in the final weeks leading up to this campaign. When we were in North Carolina, U.S. President Barack Obama was at a rally in North Carolina. And this was the rally where there was an actual Trump protester that revealed himself in the crowd. And it took President Obama a good several minutes to quiet everybody down. And he said, this man is not doing anything wrong. He's exercising his right to free speech. But that moment of tension where people were booing this protester really should have foreshadowed, I think, a lot of the divisions that we're seeing post-election. You know, November 9th, the day after Trump was elected the 45th president of the United States, I was walking down Fifth Avenue in front of Trump Tower, and I saw Clinton supporters basically attacking Trump supporters, calling them racist, sexist, and they don't want to be associated with that language, because you have to understand that he did have his core base, but he also had people who were tired of the status quo. They didn't want another 4 years of Barack Obama.
I agree with that, but I also want to say this. Donald Trump is not the president-elect of the divide. We've been divided. And I think that this just exposes a lot of truths that our country has been going through for the past 50 years, perhaps even more. So this is a fester. And to blame it and put it all on Donald, I think he exposed it. And I also agree with you. People are sick and tired of being sick and tired, to quote Fannie Lou Hamer.
Fannie Lou Hamer.
And so and this is not just white, poor white people, or just white, as some people will call white supremacists. These are also Black people in rural counties. I'm from Toledo, Ohio, and I know that people are tired of looking in their cities and it's being depressed. Businesses are closing. People want jobs. People want money. And so Hillary Clinton and the Democratic Party, they've promised, they've talked a good game, but they have delivered nothing. So Donald Trump, he's talked a good game to his base, but he also hasn't talked a good game. Let's see what he can deliver, because talk is nothing without action.
So you're absolutely right that in terms of what the electorate wants, he is speaking to a large swath of people, but hasn't his language also been so divisive that that sort of maybe cancels that out?
I don't think so. I don't think that his language has been that divisive to where it can't turn around. As president-elect and as our future president, he has to do a really good job at unifying us and showing that he is the president of all Americans. And as Americans, we have a responsibility to take care of one another, to not call each other names. We have a responsibility to come together. So it's not all on him, it's on us and some of the leadership that already stands in the Congress and even our community leaders. They need to speak up. The people in the media, they need to stop this rhetoric of divisiveness. The campaign is over, and they need to say, hey guys, let's come together. Let's work together, because it can't go on like this.
Lindsay, you bring up an interesting point, because there's 2 tweets from Donald Trump following these protests that we've seen across the country. The first thing that he tweeted out was that these are professional protesters incited by the media. So we get a glimpse of the old Donald Trump. And then we see him come out and say, look at these groups, look at this passion for democracy. We're going to bring everybody together. So we do see a little bit of the internal struggle with Donald Trump there.
Yeah, well, to say this, I don't know if you guys believe in zodiac signs, but he is a Gemini. And and I found that out. I said, oh my goodness, my cousin is a Gemini. He has 2 different sides, but we will have to see. We will have to see.
And to that point, these 2 different sides, I'm wondering, is that part of what the media got wrong? Not seeing Donald Trump in his entirety. You're nodding here, so.
Yes, absolutely. I think that they saw ratings off of promoting a message about racism and all the isms that we can think about. The media likes to focus on that, and the people focused on that, but they completely surpassed the economic depression that people are facing. So get out of your feelings and really think about your pocket, because that is what people voted on, and that's it at the end of the day.
Speaking of voting, you did not vote for Hillary Clinton. Quick
Absolutely
answer,
not.
are you part of the reason we're at this Trump presidency? Quick answer.
Am I part of the reason? Probably. Or no. No, I'm not. I'm not part of the reason, but I did not vote for Hillary and I did not vote for Trump. I wrote someone in, but I would rather see what this country can be than to know I'm going to stay in the same position forever.
Fantastic.
So.
Ladies, thanks to both of you for joining me. I really appreciate it.